Hey guys, this is Amateur. I'm sorry I haven't updated on this channel in particular because I kind of started switching over to the other channel. Slowly just introducing some new content. Right now it's just Neopet content, but it's just a progression. But I probably should update you guys as far as the whole leukemia and what's been going on. It's been nearly a year now since I've been diagnosed. And basically, I am in remission. So I've been in remission for probably a good 3, 4 months now. I'm not entirely too sure. But the first time I updated you guys on the story, I was in the hospital. At that point, I thought I would be getting out, and it ended up being a lot longer than I expected. I was in the hospital for the first time for 40 days. And then once we got the okay as far as the transplant goes for the bone marrow transplant, we found donor, which was my older sister. Ended up being a perfect match, which was very fortunate for me. I was able to pretty much quickly get back into the hospital for about good 2, 3 weeks. And since then, I've just been basically taking medication to get better. I have a bit more of a system than I did before. Before, I just had a very weak immune system, and it was just not fun. Even though I felt like I had nothing going on, like I felt like I was okay, they're basically saying, no, well, you could still get very sick and all that. So, consequently, I've been taking a lot of meds, and then now they're slowly reducing my meds off. So, I'm taking a lot less meds, and that's pretty much that. As far as what happened, basically, when I was diagnosed, I just started feeling very sick. I felt like I just had no energy at all to just do anything. I would literally get up out of bed only to just basically go back to bed. I just had no energy to do anything. I tried. When I would go to work, I would just be standing there and my heart would just feel like it's racing, and it was getting to 135 BPM or higher at that point, and it was scaring me because I was just like, my heart should not be beating this fast. It's like I just ran like 2 laps or something, and all of a sudden, that's yeah, I just felt that exhausted. I couldn't do my job properly, and I felt so bad with work because I felt like, I'm like, guys, I'm about to pass out. I don't know why I'm passing out. They're like, well, if you're not feeling good, just you should have stayed home. I'm like, that's the thing. It's like I was perfectly fine before I came in. Then I came in and I just felt sick. And I felt like it was an excuse, but it wasn't an excuse because I knew something was wrong. And I started going to the ER because I knew something wasn't right. And then the first time they're like, okay, you just don't have any blood. We'll give you blood. And I'm like, okay. So I sat there for 3 hours for blood transfusion. Then I just felt immediately better. And I was like, okay, good to go. And next thing you know, I followed up back with my doctor, my primary care, and I was like, okay, what do we want to do? They thought I had intestinal bleeding, and so I was given some medication for that, and I was like, cool, good to go. I started taking the meds for that, and I was okay, and then I just started getting these terrible migraines, and I was like, why am I getting these terrible migraines? And they didn't want me to take anything over the counter, so I couldn't take any Advil, ibuprofen. I believe I couldn't take Tylenol either, but I was like, well, what am I going to take? You know, I just it was bothering me to the point that I was just in so much pain. And again, that was even affecting my work too, because I was like, I just had this migraine. And with my job at the time being a driver, I couldn't even do my job without feeling like it's a hazard on the road. So I go back in, and same thing. They're just like, well, you're low on blood. So I was like, okay, here we go again. Blood transfusion. And this time they're like, pretty much saying, well, we still think it could be this, but we're not sure. So they're like, we want to set you up with a specialist. So I was like, well, okay. No, wait, I messed that story up. But basically, second time around was pretty much, well, we don't know for sure what's going on. Here's a blood transfusion, go home. It wasn't until the third time going into the ER, uh, third/fourth time, because I technically went in the next day, that they thought it was blood related, and they wanted to send me to a specialist at a different hospital. So I was like, okay, well, at that point, I had literally just gotten off of work. I was still in my work clothes. I was like, look, no offense. I'm just not in the best frame of mind. I was having really bad leg cramps too. I could not sit for 3 hours or more to get blood. I was like, I promise you, I'm going to come in the next day and we're going to get this handled. And I did. I know I went advised against doctor, but I did what was right. So I came in back next day in more comfortable PJ clothes. And that's basically when I sat there all day in the one hospital, only to arrive late at night at the other hospital. And I was there for about 5 days, roughly. And then after those 5 days, they pretty much got the diagnosis that, hey, what we found in your bone marrow based off your biopsy is that you actually do have leukemia, and we're going to send you all the way to this other hospital to get treated. And of course, I had to wait to get a room there, and that was basically the crazy part. I didn't know what was going on. I was starting to feel the worst. I just started to panic, and yeah, that's basically when towards the end I let you guys know what was going on. Just because I felt like you guys needed to know, even though I don't always post stuff on YouTube as much as I used to, I still felt it was important that you guys know what was happening to me, and I should be, clarifying what's been happening to me. So, consequently, I got through the 40 days, got to return home for a bit, and then after returning home, we ended up doing all the paperwork and stuff like that. I kept going into the clinic, uh, basically getting blood products up until slowly transplant came, and then I was sent into the hospital to get the transplant, where I sat there for about a couple weeks. I had my official unbirthday, as I jokingly call it. That was June 9th. That was the day of transplant. So I ended up getting my sister's blood into my system. And then from there, my body just started doing its thing that it needed to do to get better. And once I was out, I just kept following up with the clinic as they instructed, kept taking the meds, and up to this point, I recently got another bone marrow biopsy, and we'll see come this week or next week what the results are of that. It should be, again, all solid based off the current results that I've been getting. Basically, I'm doing better. I, at this point, am just following up with the clinic, just taking the meds and just taking it easy, and hopefully will recover. But as I said, I am in remission as of right now. Um, so I don't know if there's potential relapse or anything like that. I'm still unable to work, and I probably won't be able to go back to working for a year or more. Um, but it just sucks because I ended up missing a lot of stuff while being sick. I didn't get to go to Comic-Con this year, which I really wanted to go, and I was really looking forward to it and had planned on going. And unfortunately, I bummed out. I was literally back in the hospital during con, and it made me feel upset because I kept seeing all these posts and all, and I was like, I just wish I could be there. Um, the only con I got to go to, technically this year, was TaioCon, and I was sick for TaioCon technically. I had just gotten over COVID, but ironically speaking, I apparently still had COVID in my system, so I feel so bad if I got any of you guys sick that saw me there. Um, but I thought I was over it, but apparently it was still in my system, and TaioCon 2023 was just not the best, but it was okay. And I mean, I'm grateful that I still got to go and hang out, but that's the only con I got to go to. I'm hoping I can go to 2024 this year, and we'll play the rest by ear. But yeah, so I am in remission. I'm able to go out. I'm able to basically do things. They're pretty much wanting me to wear a mask at most points, but that's beside the point. It's just taking care of my health and watching my health carefully. So, yeah. But thank you guys for all the support. I'm sorry for not updating you guys as best as I can. I probably should have been updating you guys more on what's been going on. I didn't realize I actually had bought a better support system on my YouTube channel and DeviantArt and all that. You guys are amazing. I really, really appreciate it. I mean, I just can't believe that I am actually getting a lot of support from you guys, and I didn't really think I was going to get any support, but you guys are pulling through for me and wishing me the best of luck, and I appreciate every single one of you. I'm sorry I don't always reply, but, I appreciate you guys. I will try to keep you guys updated and let you know what's going on. I hope you guys have a good day, and I love you all.